Grand Rising, and were you gonna start, Keisha?
No, go ahead, baby.
Welcome to Millionaire Mindset Monday. I am your host, Danyelle Claxton, and I have my co-host here, the wonderful and beautiful LaKeisha. LaKeisha LaGrande. Still getting my bearings together. And today is October 16th, 2023. And I only remember that because my car noticed too. So the 16th, I remember that. Yes. But yeah, today is Monday and we are here with, what is it? All things finance, fun finance, all that. All that. You look beautiful, LaKeisha.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. So how was your weekend? How was your weekend? Woo, I've been hearing a little bit about your weekend, girl. You was pampering yourself, huh?
I was pampered on somebody else's birthday. How about that? I'm like, who does that? But yeah, I had this weekend was so needed. I'm like, I didn't even realize how needed it was and how just getting away from everything for a day or two, how much that makes a difference to the mind, body, and the soul. And so, I had a weekend. I had a great weekend. I wish we both agreed that we should have extended this to like Sunday. It should have been Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But it was great. Let me say this. For the first time, I actually got a chance to tour Chicago, if that makes any sense. I've been to Chicago plenty of times. Um, to visit friends, to visit family, to work. I worked there with Queen of Four for a weekend, but how you go to some place and you go there for work. There's a difference when you go there for work and when you go there to rest. And so this is the first time I got to go to Chicago and actually experience Chicago. Um, and I absolutely enjoyed it. We went to the Sheed aquarium Sunday. That was an experience. I mean, their aquarium, I love Detroit's aquarium on Belle Isle. Give me, because the history of it, there's some history behind it. But Chicago's aquarium is like Detroit's aquarium on cocaine times 10. That bad boy is huge.
I heard
And
you before we had started. I heard you talking about the salt, because of my company, Natural Living by Design. You was talking about the salt and how it detoxes.
Oh yeah, we didn't. So basically, I went to a spa called Air, AIRE, Air Ancient, actually Air Ancient Baths to be specific. Um, and what this place is, they took an industrial building and turned it into like an ancient bathhouse experience. And they have, think of it like running channels almost of salt water going throughout the place, different temperatures, cold pools and everything, but it's just the different temperatures of the salt water. And it's an experience. It is. I mean, when you walk in, they give you a robe with slippers. You feel like you're about to be indoctrinated into some sacred sainthood of self-care.
Benefits. What was the benefits of it? Because that's one of the things we plan on opening is a beautiful Himalayan salt cave spa and float.
It was the benefits of it.
It does.
It was definitely just like I said, it was detoxified. Like I forgot. I was in awe of everything. But because the spa is in downtown Chicago and you're doing all that detoxifying hits like 30 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel everything just coming out on you. You feel lethargic. And if your hotel isn't in downtown Chicago, you got to figure out what you're going to do to respect that lethargicness, because that's your body detoxing. Because you ain't got no place to go. I mean, we ate, which probably wasn't the best thing to do right after, because now you're even more lethargic. But but like I said, we were downtown. It was like where the if we go, the position of where our hotel is plays a huge role. But the salt is detoxifying. It removes the toxins. It clears the skin. It helps with the sinuses, especially with the steam room and everything, with the aromatherapy. It helps with the clear your respiratory and everything. I mean, you saw, you see me glowing, I'm glowing. Now, I'm not gonna show you his picture, but you know, he's glowing. I'm like, it's just, and it's like the mood, how they had candles everywhere, candles going down the staircase, candles all around the place. And like I said, the salt mound where you know, take the salt and just exfoliate your whole body
Yeah.
in the shower. It was, yeah, LaKeisha,
Love it.
it's an
You can't be
experience.
wealthy. You can't be wealthy and don't be healthy. Now we got to
You
work.
right, you can't be broke down. And you and
We
like
are.
I said, it's definitely, how can I say this? It's definitely a splurge, because there's a difference. You've not you haven't been to King Spa yet, have you?
No, but I've done research on it, and every time I done went twice and still didn't go and wanted to go.
Okay, so like I said, when you certain so when Queen were talking about it, you know, we just got to pick a day to go, because King Spa is, it's just King Spa by itself. I told them earlier, Air doesn't replace King Spa, but it's a different spa experience. I will say that much. It's a difference.
Okay.
And Air is more expensive, way more expensive than King Spa, but it was definitely worth it. I just said that my worth has just definitely been quadrupled this weekend.
Okay.
Like
So how's it going for tomorrow? Tomorrow is the day. Let's talk about our
woo,
fast. What's going on with tomorrow? The Tylerverse. I see a lot of our members. My team is not here because they didn't do their homework. That's what
just because you don't do your homework don't
That's
mean
why
you don't show
everybody
up.
not, they ain't do their homework. It's okay. We're gonna still keep it moving forward. But let's go ahead and talk about those who don't know about tomorrow's amazing event. It's tomorrow, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's tomorrow. It's here.
Queenie, do you
Um,
want to talk about it? Or Danielle, you want to talk about it, love?
I'm gonna
I
tell you,
can talk about, or who gonna talk about? I could talk about it. Well, tomorrow we are doing a lunch and learn for Talvaverse. The amazing Jewel Tanker, Dr. Jewel Tanker is going to be here, talk about the benefits of joining the Talvaverse Nation. And, you know, it's a chance for us to elevate our community and elevate our financial IQ. And it is going to be absolutely amazing. I haven't looked and seen how many people. Last time I looked and saw how many people signed up, it was like almost 30 between in-house and online.
Well,
Um,
I went on yesterday and registered for 2 people. I'm gonna get my mom to come to that event. Queen Adun, you got anything to say about that event also? Y'all look so beautiful on the flyers and everything.
I was Barbara. Okay, but so Barbara, last we heard you was not able to come because Barbara something with her job and you had to, but you worked it out.
Yeah, you know what? I had the days mixed up. So yesterday was our last day at the Fisher building.
Okay.
oh,
So it was our
okay.
day. So yes, so I will be free. I'm so excited to be there tomorrow. So I will be there. Yeah, and I will she's off, so I'll try to have her there. I didn't do Jabril. Jabril is gonna come also.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get some other of my team members to come and show up because I would like for them to meet Jewel. That was an amazing presentation, success story that you did on her last week. That was really good, very impressive of Jewel Tankard.
Who did it?
Remember last week, Danyelle, the success story. She said, "Oh, I got a success
Oh,
story."
yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's amazing. I love it.
So one of my friends, she just responded. I sent out probably 70 something texts. You should have got one. I know I did one. I remember seeing Barbara's name and I sent it out. I sent it out to everyone. But anyway, her stylist is a good friend of mine. And yeah, so she sent and said that she used to do her hair she was going to stop through. I haven't seen her in a while, so it'd be good to see her. The
That is
Turnbowles, everybody know the Turnbowles, don't y'all know the Turnbowles? Well, Jackie, do you know the Turnbowles? Okay, I know Danyelle knows them.
We talking about Mr. Derek and Jackie?
Yeah, and
Oh,
Jackie.
they're coming? Yes.
Well, I know Jackie responded. Yeah, I love Jackie.
Because I saw Jackie. Jackie knows I have a self-proclaimed godmother from a woman that worked with my mom over at Blue Cross. So I saw on Facebook a couple of days that Gwendolyn and Jackie know each other. And I'm sitting here like, oh, look at this 6 degrees of love connection going on here. Like how everybody knows everybody. I asked Uncle Harold to come because he's highly impressed with how since joining Tavaverse, my conversation has changed big time. Like when I ask people, I recently had a guy slide into my DM, and if you don't know what that means they come into your DM trying to talk all slick and everything like that. Talking about, I just got myself you just got a double wide, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, so what are the terms and agreements to your loan? To your loan, what is your percentage rate? Is this an investment piece of property or is this personal? I think he's sitting there like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. Like, what's going on here? I dropped off a bottle of Valet 30 to a customer of mine. And this is a woman who, when I hear her story, I'm highly impressed about, where she's at. And I like, she's surprised where she's at, but I'm like, you brought this forth. It's an estate called Morgan Waters Estates. And I've heard about where her house was, but I've never been there till I dropped this off. Man, I went over to these cul-de-sac on the east side of Detroit, and these houses look like they should be in Sterling Heights or Rochester, but they're in Detroit. So it's like suburban houses in Detroit. I'm like, where the hell did these come from? But when I walked into her house, I was like, it was almost like God showing me, you know what, this is what's coming up. That house was huge. It was gorgeous. It was hardwood floors, marble floors. It was just like, I stayed there for 2 hours because I was just in awe. I was like, and you did what for it? And we had a really good conversation. I got to find out what Jewel's itinerary is for the rest of the week because she can't make it Tuesday, but she is interested in going to a meeting. But I was like, oh my God. I mean, I wanted to take pictures, but I knew that would have been rude. But she had 2 laundry rooms, guys. She turned one of the laundry rooms upstairs into a broom for the dogs. I'm like, like, seriously?
one thing about it definitely would change your mindset. I remember one of my favorite assignments, our mentor used to give us a assignment where we all had to walk through multi-million-dollar homes. When I say that was so amazing, like you learned so much. It definitely changes your mindset.
You know what?
Starbucks, I mean, Subway. The owner of Subway home was being built from ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I tell you, with the heated floors, I'm like,
yes.
oh my God, it just was.
Wait a minute. Hey, LaKeisha, have you ever been to a hard hat party?
A what kind of party?
A hard hat party.
No, I haven't been.
Now with my ex, we did go to a hard hat party. So a lot of these developers, when they are creating a new development, if they already have houses already built, but they're building a new house, they will bring out the food trucks, the champagne, and everything, and you get to go into the house like while it's half being built, and so to see the house from the studs and how it's going to look and what. And I'm just sitting here like, a hard hat party. These people have parties for a half-built house. Okay, you know what? Put me on the next list. But it's amazing because you get to see the innards of everything. And I'm like, okay, so I think that's an experience. And you can look them up because people always do open houses, but to see the hard hat party where you could actually see it from the ground up and see the builders, meet the contractors and everything like that. Yeah, that's a whole different experience right there too. Like,
Yeah, while
okay.
they working on it, like
Mhm.
So while they were working and building, we were able to go in and talk and just see everything that was being built. And then you learn so much, you know. Then what one of the things back in the day that was so amazing was that the land is really what makes the house so expensive was the land. That's really what you're paying for more so is that land. And that used to be a lot of land. I'm like, ooh.
Mhm. Well, I also spoke with Jewel last night. We talked, and
Yay!
so that we're all
Same
excited. I told her I wanted to let her know the listening of the people that are going to be there, you know. So yeah, that was really cool. And you know what I'm looking for out of them and out of Taba, you know, Taba verse. So anyway, we were talking about you, Barbara, but we shut up when we saw you come on.
Okay, at least I'm on y'all man.
That's a good way to
Grand Rising, everybody.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I'm like, I was thinking about us. I envision us actually doing that in the summertime. Cause Sheila, you're gonna laugh at this. Cause even though I got locks, you best to believe, because Kevin was like, oh, don't you want to dunk underneath this one? Nope. Even with locks, I still ain't trying to get my hair wet. Because then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna dry these once because it was 50 degrees outside. I'm like, nope, A black girl in her locks, we still ain't getting them wet. I mean, they still got wet, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't get drenched, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I still had a black girl moment, even with the locks. Just had to show.
And she was asking what day, you know, were we coming to the play and what day. And did we decide that Sunday was the day we were going to go? And don't we need to get tickets? Or are there tickets left?
There's still tickets left. We just
a long time ago. I don't know what day.
Are there assigned seats?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope, they're not. Nope, they're not assigned seats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday's a good day for me. You know, just let me know. So I don't think. But yeah, I definitely want to see her and support her in her play. I don't know if you saw a snippet on Instagram, but you see a snippet of her character on Instagram. She got the bonnet on, the robe, the cigarette. It's like she don't even look like her. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Be good. For those who don't know, the play is called "He's Fine, but Is He Saved?" Sweetest Day weekend. That might be a nice Sweetest Day couple event to go to.
Yeah.
So,
what time is that?
Huh?
What time is that on Sunday?
Oh, I don't know.
Like
I have
7
to.
or early, a matinee.
No, I think it's like early. Let me see. I just posted.
Grand Rising, Ebony. And
Ebony, I saw you all dressed up for your gala. I'm like, okay, you gotta.
Yeah, girl.
I saw your picture. Like, okay. I'm like, we are really coming up to a year because the Creator Summit is the end of this month. So we're coming up on a year. And I swear, taking that picture from the first time I met you to now, I'm like, ooh, there's some transformation going on there. Look at you.
Thank you. I really enjoyed myself last night. It was so fun.
You today. Look at you.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
Thank y'all, ladies.
Yes, you do, girl. Look at you shining. Ooh.
So the best thing that happened this weekend was I got to get my nails done.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that green.
Thank you. And they're my nails. And I was so excited because I rarely have time to do this.
Yeah.
So oh my goodness, I missed this. Let me just make this in my schedule now. Let me just.
That's what we got to do, darling. That's what we got to do. You got to schedule that self-care.
I
You
said,
glowing,
I
Ebony.
gotta pencil myself in.
You glowing, Ebony.
You
Thank you.
are.
Oh, so I checked, and so it is in the evening. It's 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. That's on the 21st and the 22nd to play.
Okay.
Black owned, woman owned play. It's gonna be amazing.
They've really been pronouncing it on the radio
Mhm.
too, advertising it on the radio. I've been hearing it almost every day, at least once or twice.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, next Monday, her sister, Kelly Brooks, is going to be on our show. That's the young lady who owns the property management company that we were talking about, all the investors and different people coming investing into Detroit. So she's going to be on with a wealth of information to share her experience in property management, since
Awesome.
to study millionaires and billionaires, and that's one of the things that they all have in their portfolio
It's
is
property.
some form of
You
property.
know, what's funny is that I know my ex told me a story about his mom and how her dad actually went out and bought her property when she was like early 20s, and she turned it down because she was afraid of the responsibility. And I'm sitting here looking like, what? Like, say what? Like, let somebody buy me a house. Really?
Well,
Or two.
mindset, you got to think about the age, and then your mind has to be right. And for that, it could have been a greater responsibility for for her.
Yeah, to say
It
no.
is.
Yeah.
Take care of house is a responsibility for sure.
I know, trust me, I know. But I'm just saying that opportunity. Like, I like the idea. I think Eartha Kitt has a Christmas song called Santa Baby. And she said, she wants the deed. I want the deeds. Give me something that's gonna help me bring generational wealth. Like, okay. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, and that, she feels a certain way now, being older, that she turned that down because he was giving her wealth, literally. Like, and I'm like, you don't have to be a, mega conglomerate person to have like 30, 40, 50 doors, but just having, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4, 5 makes a huge difference,
But at
with
20,
Now it's not only
yeah.
it's not only those things that you were saying, LaKeisha. It's also what's been in the conversation growing up. My mama never talked about ownership. We were so glad when, she was doing her business. She had a house and she was buying it and stuff. But that wasn't on the table to talk about all the time, So
Depends on the space. Yeah, I agree. Like, we didn't talk about property in my house, but growing up around Uncle Harold and his wife at the time and their family, that's where I heard that conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's where I heard about.
it's not in your life and growing up. Then you was,
True.
and the other thing, here's the other thing, and this is really important, is that when people don't understand stuff and they're talking about it. So let's say when I come on here, everybody or 2 or 3 people are always talking about the issues of owning houses or owning property, then that's in your head. And then I had to do this, then I had to kick people out, and then that blah, 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 blah. So you listen to a lot of negative, conversations, and then you get that planted in your head. You don't know about somebody managing your stuff and stuff. And so that's what you hear as a teenager, or even adults, even now at my age. Some people are just, no, because back in so-and-so, that happened to my mom and dad and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
And not only that,
yeah, it's what's
it's
been
a responsibility at age 20. Because, okay, one thing, you're 20 years old, so what kind of job are you going to have to be able to maintain all that goes along with owning a house at that particular age? Because you need a job. You know what I mean? Probably was very, scary. You got to keep, the taxes. Yeah. Especially if you're not ready, then you know.
I
You
can
know,
understand where the education behind, not having the education behind that would give somebody the fear of doing that. But I'm just astonished at the fact that, you know, her father was thinking of her future to be
That's-
like, here's the deed to a piece of property. You know,
that-
and I've had that, you know, if the opportunity comes back again, I actually had somebody that wanted to buy my childhood home for me a few years ago. And I was like, once, like you said, I was scared because I didn't know anything about the property management and all this other stuff. My childhood home had gotten on the property tax list for like $500. And I was like, I was scared. If I had the knowledge that I have now, if somebody wanted to do that again and be like, oh, do you want to own your child? I'll buy it for you. Yes, go ahead. Let's do this. Let's do it. But like you said, I didn't have the knowledge that I had now, and I turned down the offer. And now somebody has that house, because I look on Zillow all the time, for rent for Section 8 is $1,500 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't even think about it. But if it comes back around, because I look at all the houses over there. I look at all the houses on my block. All the houses on my childhood block now are almost all Section 8. So I'm like, you know what? There's a possibility. There's a possibility.
Mama Evelyn.
Oh, I just wanted to say you wouldn't believe this is the conversation me and my grandson had in the car last night coming home. He was talking about stocks and stuff, and he was talking about he wanted a bigger house, you know, not too big. And I said, well, you know, and I explained to him that during the early 2000s, I said, this was before you even was a thought. When I was looking at HGTV and all those renovation shows, you know, those big old houses and big old bathrooms. And I said, oh, they're really nice, but they never really touched my soul. I said, what touches my soul is a small house, less than 600 square feet, 600 square feet under. That's what I'm like. That's me. I can manage that. That's what I want for myself. Because
I know what you mean, Evelyn, because when and I'm bouncing it right back to you. When I first found out about, you know, the currency and all that stuff, we were looking at, especially when our instructor said, because I asked him, I said, how do you find those places? See, that's how far away from riches I was. How do you find them? He said, you just type in luxury. Oh, never thought about that. It went crazy. And so I was looking at all kind of property, and my husband, and you can have this and you can have that and blah, 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 and for the grandkids. And then I thought about, I like when my husband comes down here and I can pat him on the butt. I like when the most that I have to do is say, but if you way on the other side of the house, and I still got to use a telephone and a car or some skates to get to you, I said, is that usually even rich, even wealthy, begin after everybody leaves, they begin to downsize. Still quality, but they all that big. I gotta go way over here. It take me 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes, and you're just in your house. So I'm gonna say now I wouldn't reject it, but I those big mansions and stuff, you know, you're just living in a community of you.
I realize, like I said,
I have that space, you know.
right. I like that. This house I saw. The house I saw this weekend was just yesterday was like, I could see myself raising a family here, and it was huge, but it was also open. So like I can hear my voice echo because there was openness. It was an openness space. It was open space. So there's no need for an intercom. So I was like, I kind of like that. And the only thing I didn't like was her kitchen. For whatever reason, the cabinetry in her kitchen just looked dated, even though this house couldn't be less than like 7-8 years old. Didn't like the kitchen, but I'm like, that could just always be, you know, redone. You know, kitchen and bathrooms could always be redone. But I was like, yeah, I like the space. I could imagine having parties there and, inviting people. It's like, there's enough space for people ain't crammed up and all that other stuff. It's like,
Well,
too
I'm
much
looking forward
space.
to having a maid. I'm looking forward to a maid.
Yes.
Personal chef. I can just see it. I'm ready for it.
Nannies.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I'm
So when
all
it
for
comes
it.
to the food thing,
Huh?
when it comes to the food thing, I just need somebody to do the prep.
Okay.
Do all the smoothies, do the prep, do the shopping, do the chopping and stuff, and I'll be glad to put it all together. But that's what I get in the kitchen. I'll be like, because it takes me like half an hour. But I know it's supposed to be, you chopping with love and you infusing it. That's fine. I want somebody else to put their love into it, and I just go in there and whip it together in 30 minutes, and I'm good,
I feel you on that, Mama Evelyn. I feel you on that. That
Yeah.
prep work be like,
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask Mama Neza is if part of her marketplace over there there are people out there who will food prep for you. I want somebody to fill my freezer with 30, 40 veggie burgers of different types, all frozen and ready to go. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what rich people do. They pay people to do what they don't want to do.
or it's not so much what that they want to do, it's a way of delegating your time. Like for me in my laundry situation, I don't have time to go to the laundromat. I'm like, that's time I could be creating content, that's time that I could be scheduling. And being in the Millionaires Club, they actually give you points for hiring a nanny, hiring a housekeeper. And I had to sit there and ask Jewel, hey, if I get a laundry service, can I consider that housekeeping? Because I got other stuff to do. Even like today, it's like it's on the go. I got a meeting after this. I got a meeting after that. And I'm like, I just got all these clothes from this weekend. I need to send this stuff out and have it come back to me because, and I've been sharing with people the app that I've been using. And one girl was like, "Oh my God,
What's the app? Name the app. Don't tell us. Well, what's the name of the app, partner? What's the name of the app?
The app is called Poplin, Poplin. I got a referral code, so I will put the referral code in the chat. They charge $1 per pound. They will come and pick up your laundry and drop it off next day, wash, sort it, fold it, and everything. Same day service is $2 per pound. So very reasonable. You can leave out your own laundry detergent. You could tell them how you want it washed, when you want it washed, I love it. I just love it. I love the fact I can set it out, schedule it, they come pick it up, they do what they do, and then they bring it back the next day. So I'm gonna put it in the app because I do have a referral code. I love referral codes. I do. What is it? It's just it's changed my life. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't want to do my laundry, and what I'm getting over is also grocery shopping because I love picking my own groceries. But once again, grocery shopping takes some time. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's do I have the time to do it? And like I'm one of those caregivers, I work smarter. I did my aunt's grocery shopping through the Kroger app and had Kroger deliver. And when I got to her apartment Friday, her groceries were already at her front door. I didn't have to go and get the cart and go down the aisles and figure it. I did it through the app. I paid for it. It was already. I'm all about working smarter, not harder.
Convenience.
Convenience.
Yes,
so I'm even looking, and I'm surprised there's not even a service. And I'm thought about this. Maybe I need to create this for Eastern Market. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not an Eastern Market carrier service where I could just tell you which vendor to go to get what I need to get and just deliver it to me. I might need to figure that one out.
Yeah, because you know what? That's what took the longest on Saturday was I said, can we just order it? Because she had to go to Walmart. We went to Eastern Market because we went to the meat market and then we went to Walmart. And I was like, and she had to go in there and walk around. I said, that's what takes so long. You walking around, you picking up stuff. And then she calls me to add stuff up because she didn't add it up all the way. I said, you don't have to do this while you're going through there. Add up, get exact. I go in there and I get what I got to get and I get out of there. I'm not, unless I have the time, but it's like, it's so much easier to be on my computer and go to Walmart and say, I want this, 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 and 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 this, or Kroger, and this, and I'll pick it up at 3 o'clock, and I love it. They bring it out to the car. It's like,
I love it, or have it delivered. Like, I definitely know me doing that this winter because I don't like the cold. And also, you could also use these delivery service when you travel. Think about it like this. When I travel, I know when I get to the hotel room, I need to have water. I need to stay hydrated on my trip. I need to have fresh fruit. And even trying to find the local, Walmart or whatever to do that, the light bulb went on with me with this trip. I was like, next time I'm gonna have this delivered. Let me know where the hotel is, and let me say that if we check in at 3, let me have a delivery of water, fruit, and everything else. DoorDash it to wherever we stay. That way we ain't gotta waste time trying to go down the aisles to look for this, that, or whatever it is that you left. You know what I'm saying? You could DoorDash it. And like, yes, it's a little extra cost. It's a little extra fee, but guess what? I also told my friend, I was like, do you have an LLC? He was like, no. I was like, you should. As much as you travel, you do realize if you mention your business while you're traveling, that automatically becomes a write off. Okay. And I learned this from Uncle Harold, because Uncle Harold used to take his kids all the time to Disneyland. They went to Disneyland every single year, wrote everything off. And I'm like, okay, so
Yeah,
let's think
I'm good at
about
writing
this.
stuff off. I'm good at writing things off.
So another reason to have your LLCs, lady, is like your business, even your self-care businesses trip to the spa or whatever. If you just talk about taxes for 5 minutes, guess what? To yourself, business expense, write it off. Write it off. Then your travel becomes free.
So I'm looking at the time, y'all. It's 8:55, and I kind of want to make sure that anybody who have questions or anything about last week, because there are some things that I do want to clarify. So for one, I want to make sure you can chop it in the chat. Did anybody have an opportunity to pull their credit report? I'm trying to make sure, are we all on that same wave right now? If you could drop it into, let me know that we've done that portion of it. And there's a couple things also that I noticed is that when we were talking about the secondary bureaus, I noticed that now LexisNexis and Sage Streams, now they've merged together. So remember, I had the 3. I was talking about Sage Stream, Innovus, and LexisNexis. Now they have merged. At the time,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so they've merged together. And then there's one called
One or all 3 into one?
Oh no, I'm sorry, love. No. Sage Stream and LexisNexis merged.
Okay.
So I wanted you all to freeze or opt out. Now they have 2, freeze and opt out. They used to just be the opt out, but now they got the freeze and the opt out. So if anybody was having concerns with that, that's one of the things I wanted to do, was to go on the site so y'all can kind of see what it looks like, how to put the information in. Did anybody have any issues with those?
no, I didn't get a chance to do it. I'm gonna do it today. But you said we're opting out of this, so they've merged, and then so we just have to go to 2 different ones.
Yeah, and then I'm going to talk about another one later. I just want those 2 for now. And
I opted out of what's that first one?
Innovis.
Yeah, but I didn't see an opt out for the other 2. And one was like for the police officers or something, and the other one, I didn't understand it.
LaKeisha, why don't I give you the power and you pull them up, and so we can see what.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
And I also asked Innovus to send me a copy of my report, and it was a lot shorter than what I saw was a lot shorter than Equifax.
Yeah, because it's not as detailed. We definitely want to have a very good detailed report, and they have to give you a free report also. So you can also, with these secondary bureaus, you can also request a credit report as well.
Okay, well, with the first ones, then did I write it down? The other ones, but
I got the power. Do I got the power?
Gave it to you, honey. Oh, yeah.
well, I want to know, can you because printing it out is expensive. Besides it be like I said, it was cutting off numbers on my for some reason, maybe I don't even know why it didn't fit the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. That was weird.
Something
Yeah,
you said or something.
yeah, I was just gonna say it has to be something with your set. I mean, if you can handle going through each one of the reports, because we want to go through it thoroughly and look at all the different areas, and we're gonna have a day where I'm just gonna make sure that we hit every little aspect of it. We're not gonna rush through it because we really want to have some results. And I really also to know what your score is right now, so you can see improvement. Like Credit Karma, they give you, I think, Experian and TransUnion, they'll give you credit reports. You can go to Experian website will give you your credit score. There are other monitoring systems that you can do. Like I do have Credit Karma, but I don't really care for Credit Karma because they late as far as keeping your information up to date. They slow in receiving your credit score.
But I do like it. I'm gonna piggyback. I do like it because I do have access to look at any time to see where I'm at. It may be late, but it does give me a good snapshot as to where I'm at. So it's free, because I know other reporting systems. I mean, somebody recommended one, and it was like $30 a month subscription just to have access to see where I'm at. So it may be late, but it does, and shoot, to sit there and watch it rise. I get my credit karma notification. When I see that notification and I look and be like, your credit score has gone up. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. It feels good to actually be in the know, like, oh, I'm doing something right. So yeah, it's a tool that is available. Maybe late, but it does keep you in the know. I will say that much.
So really, it's good if you can get a credit monitoring system, because you definitely want to stay on top of your credit and get the things that's going on like immediately, if you can. Like my favorite one that I've been using for a long time is Credit Sesame. Credit Sesame. Even some credit cards have where they report your credit. Like I'm with Capital One, and they use Credit Wise. So Credit One, I mean, no, I said Credit One.
Capital One.
Yeah, Capital. They have used called Credit Wise, and so they always telling you what your credit score is, for free. So there are some.
A lot of tools will do that. Check your banking app. Chase offers credit, free credit monitoring. I have Capital One as well. So I'm familiar with that. But check your credit, credit union or your banking app, because majority of them will give you free credit monitoring. You just have to sign up for it.
Yes, I would like for everybody to know exactly where they at, so you can see the improvement, the results. Okay, share screen. Also, it's very important, since this is up right here, I'm just going to show this. It's good to know also what all of the, I have a complete list of credit reporting companies. I don't know, can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a lot of screens. Okay. Y'all can see this. So it's good to know with each one of these credit companies, what they do, like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Those are nationwide credit reporting companies. Those are the ones that they use on a regular basis. Now, these other credit reporting companies, it's a lot of them. It's over 50 of them. But kind
And
of
see, that I didn't know. Yeah, you always hear with the Experian and TransUnion and all that, but didn't know that there was like more than just those three out there.
yeah, but they're like considered nationwide. So these are all the additional nationwide credit reporting companies. Then you also have, when people are looking for employment, companies can screen through this. This is a long list. Employment screening companies, where you see all of these different companies that could be used to check your employment history and status.
Mm.
Down below further, that's a long list.
Mhm.
So it's good to know what, when you become a property manager or your own property, these are things that you can tools that you can use to check the status on their tenant history, their payment history. They do
Oh,
the
speaking of payment history, do you now know that there are there are ways you can ask, there are companies now where you can report your rent payments, your on-time rent payments, and have those be reported to the credit bureaus and be counted as what is it? You making on-time payments on something?
That's
Yes.
good. That's good.
Yeah. I remember one of the guys who started a business doing that.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can, and that's something I'm talking to, I've got to set up for Uncle Harold, because I'm like, look, I need that on-time payment on my rent to you, to help me out. So I'm like, there's something
I'm
to
pretty
look
sure
at.
it's a cost to them though, because that's how the credit bureaus make money, is they pay to report those things. That's why some companies don't do it. Like Progressive used to do it on a regular basis. Now they don't do it anymore. Report, because it costs them to do that, So that's
Yeah,
one.
I gotta look up the fees to see how much it costs. I think one might be like $10 a month, which I think is worth it, because as we progress and move on, if you're renting, that should be counted towards you making a payment, because yet you can make payments on time. That should be a considering factor, and you getting your mortgage and different things of that nature. So I'm glad that they actually are starting to accept that. And then for those of us who are renting, that's something that we may want to consider signing up for. While we're cleaning all this up, those on-time payments make a huge difference. And watching your credit score jump.
Mm-hmm. Here for banking. So when I used to work at Chase Bank, that we used to use this right here, check systems. I don't know, have you ever heard of check systems? So we
Yes.
use check systems to check before anybody can open up a savings or a credit report. This was checked, and it'll let you know whether or not they owe a bank or not. And if they owed another bank, then they was denied, and we couldn't
Yep. Mm-hmm.
open up they couldn't open up
Checking account. They couldn't open up any account.
until that was paid, to pay for the previous bank. For personal property insurance, this is some more things here. And low income subprime. It's for people who are getting loans. So this is one of the lenders. They may look and check these bureaus to check and see how your payments is on your mortgages, your loans, and different things like this. Here is that secondary supplementary alternative credit reports. When we were talking about, you see Innovis in here, LexisNexis, Sage Stream. These are some other secondary companies also. But Innovis is like come right behind Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. For medical, these are some companies that medical. So like in the insurance business, if a person needed to have, a medical or physical, we would contact like Exam One, and they would do their, check their medical and check your scripts. So sometimes that's why I need people to be honest with their prescriptions, so I'll know what prescriptions that they have to offer, that they have, to see whether or not they're going to be denied or not denied. So those are different. For utilities, retail, gaming. So it's just for people who didn't know that there are over 50 different credit reporting companies, and I just kind of wanted to let you all see some of them here. Because a lot of people didn't know it was an alternative or a secondary credit report company.
Nope, you put us on game, Keisha. You put us up on game.
Okay. All right, so let me close out of this. And Innovet. Okay. I'm pulling up Innovet.
I want to hear our success story before we close out.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna share screen. Where am I at? Right here. Share. Okay, can y'all see this screen, Innovis? Awesome. All right, so this is so the reason why we want to do this, I want to recap a little bit. The Innovis, the SageStream, LexisNexis, and CoreLogic. That's one I didn't talk about, was the CoreLogic, and we'll talk about that next week while we're doing our credit repair restoration phase. So this is where a lot of people make their mistakes, because 96% of the people dispute fails. One of the things that the Elizabeths we don't do is we do not dispute online, right?
Right.
We do not dispute online, okay? Because once you dispute online and then they say, nope, everything seems to be validated, then you really can't do it again, submit again. But if you do it through paper, through the mail, you'll be able to dispute it, dispute their decision when they come back with that decision. So we want to make sure that we do this. So one of the things, this is Innovis. This is one of the ones that we talked about that we want to do. Here you can see that you can order your credit report, which I recommend because everything has something different. Innovis, sometimes they all have different information. So you kind of want to know, what's on each credit report. So you can, by putting in your first name, your middle initial, your last name, your address, date, have you lived there, just information. You'll hit continue and you will get your report.
Okay.
So let's get our report also from here. Then here, we're talking about the credit freeze. So you can call them, submit online. Now, I've had one of my friends say she had issues with that speaking. They couldn't understand her address. So she couldn't really, it kept getting her address wrong. The name of the street actually was wrong. And so I said, girl, will you just go ahead, you can mail it. So you can go ahead and mail it, complete the request form by mail, and click on that. And this is what I did.
This is how you're supposed to do it, but this is how I do it. That's a TikTok. That's a TikTok. This is the way you're supposed to do it, but this is how I do it. I'm like, okay.
I do it. This is what I did. So you request a security freeze. You want to print this out and then go ahead and fill it out and you mail it. You could do a temporary lift, permanent freeze. Now, this is something that I know somebody uses a freeze pen. So what this does, this will stop anybody from doing hard inquiries or anything on your without your knowledge. So this is important while we going through our credit repair phase, is to stop them from being able to do that without your knowledge. Now, some people feel more protected by having a pen, put a pen in there. So anytime somebody require some information on you, you have to give them the pen. Well, this is my pen. If you want to pull my credit report, you can give them the pen number, and then they will be able to access your information. I don't have a pen set up, but I think I'm seriously thinking about it. Going through the process. But if not, you can put a PIN number there and always, have that. They ask you, are you a victim of identity theft? Yes or no. There, your information, your current address, and through our credit restoration process, is that when we start doing our letters, there are 2 pieces of information that that is required. Now, I'm going to go over that in my PowerPoint. I do have a PowerPoint. We probably won't get to it today, but and here I gotta scoot my screen up. This is the address where you will mail it to. That on the bottom of the form. Now that is Innovest. And again, the purpose of freezing it is so that nobody can be accessing your information, opting out, and you getting all this other information. They could tell how you get those pre-approval letters, because sometimes they can go through, see what your credit is, and they oh, you pre-qualify for this, you pre-qualify, check, so that'll stop them from checking and different things like that. Any questions? Pretty straightforward. What you think?
Yep.
Okay, the next one is home save stream. Can anybody see this screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so I think I have to. Right here. Share. Can y'all see that now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. So this is save streams, and over here you see LexisNexis. And here, Save Stream is now part of LexisNexis. I'm like, okay. So you have here the security freeze, opting out, just so y'all can know about the difference.
Yeah, that wasn't what I saw. That wasn't what came up when I was last week when I attempted to do it. It was still, I guess, separate because I had to do both.
Okay. So yeah, they've merged together. And this is the form. So the Fair Credit Reporting Act allows Sage Stream to include your name and address on pre-screened lists used by creditors and insurers for sending you unsolicited offers of credit or insurance. Remember in the mail, sometimes y'all get pre-approved this, pre-approved that. Y'all don't get that in the mail. Yeah, their stuff. So this is opting out will stop that. You can elect to have your name and address removed from such pre-screened lists compiled by SageStream by requesting to opt out. You have a choice to permanently opt out from receiving unsolicited offers of credit or insurance. So I just want to make sure that every time I mention this, this is a temporary thing, because once we get our credit scores where we want them to be, we're going to opt back in, because once you want to start applying for something, you could get denied because they're not able to access your credit profile. So it's going to be, I'm going to be talking about this. We're going to make sure we opt in. We're going to make sure we opt back in when it's time. This is nothing that we want to have done permanently. Because you might be trying to get a car, you might be trying to get a house, a loan. And one of the reasons why you might be denied is because you had did this portion of it, you had opted out. So we don't want to do that. We're going to all back in. Now, again, that's one reason why I haven't sent the letters out, but I want to make sure I get everybody's email. I'm piling the list of the email so I can just kind of hopefully just do it one time on the letters and everything. And another thing, I don't want you all to move too fast because we don't want to move too fast. We want quality than quantity, and we want to make sure that we are seeing results together. So here, submitting your request securely online by completing our opt-out form. You can do that. And you can mail it. This is Sage Stream here. If you prefer to mail us in writing request, please include the following information. You want your first name, middle name, last name to be on there. If you're a junior, senior, that's very, very important. And you want to also check that on your credit report. Also your current address, including the zip code, your telephone number with area code, your social security number, your date of birth. Indicate if your request is to opt out or to opt back in. Your signature on your written request. And this is what this form looks like. Request to opt out or opt in. You also have a telephone number here for if you need some assistance. And the same thing here. You just fill out this. I think I was able to just submit this. I can't remember. I've been doing so much stuff. Date of birth, social security number, your phone number, your email address, your address, city here. And you could just submit this and you don't have to worry about mailing it in if you do this form. I like to opt out permanently, but you can always go back in to opt in.
Okay.
Your driver's license number or, state, driver's license state. Click on I'm not a robot and then hit submit. So that's pretty cool, right? Okay, what else? But this is something I would like to talk about. Any questions or anything like that? I hope this information is kind of helpful. This is my first time doing it as a group, so I'm getting everything together and better organized. Next round. I've always helped individuals, never like within a group. So this is kind of cool, but it's putting it all together in order is kind of a little bit of challenge because I want to make sure I don't miss anything because I really, truly ready for us for 2024.
Yeah. More in 24. More in 24. Yeah. Together.
All right, so I am going to do this one slide right here. Let's see. Can you see this screen or no?
No.
Okay. Okay, what about now?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. Oops. We talked about that. We talked about the secure credit card, the 5 benefits. So this is something that I wanted to share, just so that we go back, just so that we could really get an idea on why it is so important to improve our credit report. So this is just an example. It's actually a true example of Tina. What just happened? Apologize. Okay. Tina and Tom. Tina and Tom both wanted to buy this beautiful Cadillac. Okay. They wanted to get this Cadillac. The Cadillac was $23,000, which was a 60-month term. So this what makes the big difference. So Tina credit score is 730. Tom's credit score is 599. And let's see the big difference on the rate. So because she has a higher credit score of 730, her interest rate is only 1.99%. His interest rate is $14.99 because his credit is not good. Okay. That's a big difference.
A big difference.
So
Well,
and you also want to be careful when you getting credit cards. Like, it's not really good to, that's why the secured credit card is a lot better, in my opinion, than right now trying to get credit cards right now at 14%, 35%. That is terrible. That's horrible. And stay away from those credit cards that have a fee. $99 annual fee, $100 annual fee that you have to pay every month, and then also the credit interest rate is. So always check out the interest rate for whatever pre-approved credit card you have. You have to be careful too, like Credit Karma offers credit cards that you've been pre-approved for to help build your credit. But you definitely need to look at them interest rate, because it's ridiculous. I'm like, really? You want me to get a credit card with that kind of interest rate? So please pay attention to the interest rates on these credit cards. That's very, very important. On other levels too, but I ain't gonna go into all of that right now. Total interest paid. Oh, the payment.
Before you go any further, Sheena has a couple of loans out that on those the credits that will build your credit. So once she finished paying them off, because I'm gonna have her look at whatever the interest rate is. When she pays them off, she shouldn't get back into anything with them, or unless she checks the interest rate.
Well, for one, depends on how long, because you can hurt yourself too if you delete accounts that's been old. So if it's been, she had it for a while, it might be in her best interest to keep them and just maybe don't use them so often. Because it's showing establishing your credit history. Now, I made a mistake and did that because I didn't know. I was tearing up credit card. I ain't gonna use this no more. But I hurt myself. But I was in my learning stage, and I canceled it, and it affected my credit score. It went down.
But you know what you can say?
It's not really a card. It's not a card. It's I don't know. She got these loans. You get these loans, and it was payment. And so, Jesus, I'm sorry, the cat's doing something. Yeah, and it said, if she pays it on time, and she has it deducted from her account, so that it's on time payments.
Oh, okay.
To build her credit score up. Okay.
So once she pay it off, it should show zero payment. So that's you will want that on your credit report.
Okay.
Showing consistent payment, that's which is a wonderful thing, and then you showing $0 payment. So that means it's showing accountability, it's showing trustworthiness to people that want to provide you with credit.
Okay.
That's showing your history, your story. That's the most important. It's good to look at your credit score, but really your credit report is what's building that story. So that's what you really want to concentrate on more so than the score. Even though the score is good, but you definitely want to make sure your credit history portion is correct.
Okay.
Now you see here, based off of the credit, it even affects the amount of payment, they monthly payment. You see that? Because Tina had, oh Lord. Because Tina has a great credit score, you know, her payment is even cheaper. $368. That's almost $200 some difference in payment. Look at that. And this huge part here is the interest. Her total interest paid on this $23,000 car is only $1,302.39. But look at his interest rate. His interest paid on that. $1,921.40 just because his credit score is low. So if we're getting this, I just want to make sure that we're getting how, because this can save, having a high credit score can save you thousands, hundreds and thousands of dollars just by making sure that you have a good credit score. So her total payment for this beautiful Cadillac, 66-month term Cadillac, cost her $24,302.39. With time, because his credit score was low, his total payments is $33,920.44. So time pays $9,616.05 more than Tina for the same car and the same price.
Wow, that's eye-opening right there. That's enough to piss you off, to make you do right, because now you see it.
Now you see, yes, and I wanted to make sure we see, like, it makes a difference when you get your.
It makes a difference. It makes a difference, but also realize. Let me say, the car that I have now, my original payment was $390. Within a year, after a year of making on-time payments and making adjustments to my credit score, or actually the persons who named the car is in, within the year we were able to refinance, and with the refinance got a lower interest rate. So instead of paying $390, my car note is now $305. So you can pay in the upfront if you like, because you know sometimes you have to have a vehicle to get around, especially in Michigan. But realize if you do the steps to keep your payments on time, you can refinance. You can always refinance and negotiate if you have good on-time payments.
You can.
That's the part that some people don't realize. Is I remember back in the day, I was scared to have a car note and car insurance because the people around me were talking about how their car note was $600 and the insurance was $600, and I'm looking like, how in the world can you afford this? And now I know their credit was messed up. That's how I know, because these were normal cars. No reason why a normal car should cost $600, in my opinion. So I'm like, yeah, it's like there's some things you can do to change that, but that rate makes a huge difference. It does.
Which we will talk about once our credit, that is going to be one of the topics that we will talk about, the renegotiation once you get your credit score up, and how to do that, how that process goes, to be able to, you know, sometimes refinancing your home once your credit scores get up. You know, you can have that conversation with the, you know, with the
banks,
creditors, you know, different things like that.
You can refinance your credit card in 6 months. If you get a credit card with a high interest rate, you know, to restore your credit, you can go back and in 6 months they'll come after you, be like, hey, you've been making on-time payments, we'd like to offer you a lower rate. Be like, really?
Well, that ain't always the case, because they make more money. Like, they make more money when they can keep you in that space. I haven't had nobody come and tell me, oh, you could, you know, better. I don't know. It's best that you do it on your own. You know, it's a possibility, Danyelle. You're right, but they make money more money off of Tom than they do Tina. Who do you think they
They
like?
do, but they also do two different things. They will come after you and increase your line of credit, and they may decrease your interest rate. So they're hoping that you will spend more money. Either way it goes, they gonna get you. I would rather have a larger credit line of credit with a lower interest rate than to have
That's
a
the goal.
lower, than the latter, is what I'm saying.
That's the goal. That's the goal. And this is really the reason why I really wanted to make sure that, I hone in on this so we can really see the difference and how you can save yourself hundreds and thousands of dollars and a big difference. So I hope this was kind of to help us to better understand how your credit score affects. And that's just not only just for cars, for the car, the home, mortgages, loans, etc. This is the same concept. So that's why it's important to, our goal is to get to that 850 credit score. They just gonna start throwing stuff at you, just throwing stuff at you.
Yes.
Throwing stuff at you. Let's see what we got. So that I got it. We talked about the secondary. Okay, I guess we can hit a little bit on our round one letter. What to include in the dispute letter. Oh, let me make sure I don't forget this. After we opt out and freeze, we're going to wait 14 days before we do any letters, do anything. We're going to wait 14 days to get a response back saying that it's done. Like you have already been opt out. It's been frozen. We don't want to do anything until that's done. And that normally takes 14 days after. It's very important. We're being strategic on how we are cleaning up our credit. We got that?
Yay. Yes, Sergeant.
Right. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm gonna be like
Really?
Red.
I ain't scared of y'all. I ain't scared of y'all, and I ain't playing. No, right?
Right, that's right. So we're just gonna go to two more slides and I'm gonna end it. But I want to make sure we get this part in because soon I am going to be sending out those letters. So you only need to include 2 items on our first round letter, which is going to be a photo ID, like a driver's license. And you need to have proof of your address, like a utility bill or something official with your name and address on it. And I took into liberty to show you a list of validated, acceptable validated ID that you can use. This is a full list that you can use as proof to validate your ID, who you are, your identification. Valid driver's license, your social security card, pay stub, W-2 form, 1099 form, court documents for legal name change, your passport, marriage certificate, birth
Same
certificate.
difference.
Huh?
Same difference.
Right. Right. Birth certificate, divorce decree, state ID, military ID. So all these are acceptable to validate your identification, your identity.
Cool.
Here's a full list of what is acceptable to validate your address. Got to be 2 different ones. Can't use the same one ID. Even though you can use your valid driver's license, you got to send something else to validate your address. Mm-hmm. So you got the cell phone bill, you got your pay stub, your W-2 form, your 1099 form, a rental lease agreement, house deed, mortgage statement, bank statement, state ID, utility bills with correct address, with the gas, water, cable, residential phone bill. Mm-hmm. So these are a list of acceptable documents, just in case Like, what if I don't have this? I don't have that. I don't. So at least you have an alternative that you can see.
Mhm.
And then next we will talk about the core logic. Again, when we send out our dispute letters, we're going to send out one to each bureau. We're not going to make one sheet with, one letter and just got all the bureaus on and you just send them all out. No, because they will be trashed. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that. So we're going to take our time. Another thing too, they have that I used to use, I think it's called ShipStation. Let me get out of this. I think it's called ShipStation, which is I have it for you where you could, and it's free, where you don't have to go to the post office. You don't have to do anything. I think I might even. All right, I want to get out of this. In the show. And
Miss LaKeisha, that's Madam Finance with the little glasses on. I like that. That's Madam
the
Finance.
finance girl, I can't. You got stuff
Grand Rising,
I need
y'all.
some glasses. I need some glasses, y'all.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, Mama Head. I think it's called. Now, this is a really cool surf. Really cool. Yes, letter string. I'm going to show you all this. This is really cool. Okay. Let me go back here. I just got too many screens open. Now I'm trying to find Zoom. Where are we at, Zoom? Where's the... Okay, here we go, right here. Can y'all see this? You can't see this. Can y'all see this?
Yes.
I just see your PowerPoint.
Right.
Okay, that's
Now
all.
I see us.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, if it's not doing what you want to do, start. Yeah, you got it. Okay, there we go.
See now, now this is like really cool. So when you sending out your mail, this is free actually. They do have like a paid version of it, letter stream, where you can actually send out your mail without going to the post office. You can have it certified, not certified.
What? Wow.
No trips to the post office. You can send direct mail with no minimum requirements. Need to send a single letter? Not an issue. Have 10,000 letters to send? No problem. We can handle it. How cool is that, y'all? Starting at $1 or less for you to be able to send your mail. Look at that. It keeps track of your online mailing history. So remember, I said we need to be very organized when we are doing our reports and have like 3 folders and put your receipts and everything every time you mail in off to the different bureaus to have that. So it keeps track. What if the post office can keep track of the mailing projects you sent, to whom and when? Well, we can. Our systems allows for easy searchability and retrieval of your mailing history, okay? No equipment needed. How cool is that? Okay. Yeah, this is kind of like the bomb. You can send a certified mail, send you can send letters, send it fast without going to the post office. What y'all think about that? Is that cool or what? Is that cool or what, y'all?
Okay, what's the name of it again?
letter stream.
Wow.
Address list cleanup. You could do state
How do they get the mail?
because
still
you upload it. Upload it.
Wow.
Yep. You can send a certified mail, first class, FedEx, do statements and invoices, postcards. Yeah. Check printing services. So this is free. But you know, you have to pay for the service part, like you just pay one-on-one, or you can pay like a monthly fee. So this is the free one right here. That's right, no monthly fees. Letters from $1.11 each. You know, it do cost to do send certified mail, which we want because we want to build that paper trail. We always want to have that paper trail with what we're doing. So certified mail is from $7 to 27 cents each. Postcards, large postcards. You know, want some color pages, additional 12 cents. Oh, additional pages, I'm sorry, 12 cents. Color pages, 32 cents. Address list cleanup. So this will help make our lives a lot easier. Or you can go to the post office, you know. I thought Danyelle might like this, and she's always.
I love it.
Our-
I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now. Like, okay, this is making it so much easier because I still haven't taken I'm still looking for a place for my printer. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I like this. I definitely wrote this down.
Okay, and you know, create a free account. Create a free account. So that's all I have for today. Because I don't want to give out too much, and I want to make sure that we are still kind of like holding on in. That's, you know, we're gonna work on that. So next Monday we're gonna have our guests. So I'm just gonna be asking people that they do. I just kind of want to keep track that we are moving forward, and I don't want to hold other people back who is actually, you know, being proactive. But let's get serious. I mean, it's not hard. It did take some time to do it. You know, we're gonna take our time. We're not gonna speed through it because then you're gonna see those raggedy results. And we at the Elizabeth, we move with excellence.
For nothing at all. Like I said, my elementary motto was excellence or nothing at all.
Okay, come on now.
Period. So for 8 years, that was indoctrinated into me, and that's how we working.
Okay.
I love that kid. I'm loving this, Keisha. I am loving this.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna take over the realms for like about 10 more minutes and get a little, you know, we gotta get a little social media in.
Let me just do my our Monday success story, girl. You go take it on. So today, our Millionaire Monday success story is William Wrigley, the multi-bit.
I just said Wrigley's.
Okay, William Wrigley, the multi-billionaire business owner, like most business owners, had a rough start.
Close your screen, baby. Pull us all together.
Oh, pull you all together. Okay.
Thanks.
There we go. We all together. Okay. Our Millionaire Mindset Monday success story today is William Wrigley, the multi-billionaire business owner. Like most business owners, had a rough start. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, young Wrigley didn't do well in school. He dropped out and ran away from home to sell soap door to door.
Whoa.
You know what? We run away from home. I don't understand. Why
Who sells soap door to door?
My son ran away from home. I guess sometimes you be too strict. Okay, he dropped out and ran away from home to sell soap door to door in New York. He came back after 2 years He continued to sell soap door to door, working for his father's small business. At age 29, Wrigley moved from Philadelphia to Chicago with only $32 to his name. He used this money to form the Wrigley's Scouring Soap Company. His business made very little money, if any. William then decided to offer his customers baking powder as an incentive to buy his soap. The soap still didn't make any money, but he discovered the baking powder was more popular than his soap. Wrigley switched to selling baking powder and giving his customers 2 packages of chewing gum for each can of baking powder they purchased. Again, Wrigley found that the premium he offered was more popular than his base product. This caused William to concentrate on the manufacture and sale of chewing gum. After years and years of working and building his new chewing gum company, it was this new business that made William wealthy beyond his wildest dreams. He finally got that suddenly. Everybody get their suddenly, okay? He got his suddenly, y'all. He got a suddenly. It was this, his new business, that made William wealthy beyond his wildest dreams. William decided to purchase the Chicago Cubs baseball team, renaming the stadium Wrigley's Field. Today, the Wrigley Corporation has products that are sold all over the world. Their brands include Big Red, Extras Excel, Excel Mist, Freedent, Spearmint Gum, Eclipse, Artois, Lifesavers, and many more. They currently employ over 16,000 people and have a revenue of over $5 billion a year. Through the Wrigley Foundation, millions of dollars are given each year to help the needy and disadvantaged all over the world. We are a success story. The Elizabeths are success stories in Jesus' name.
Yay, 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 yay.
The success stories. I thought that was pretty cool, Wrigley.
Yeah. Who would
Awesome.
some gum, just having gum would gum, you could get rich off of gum.
Girl, how about this? This one, I never forgot. This guy is a millionaire off of toothpicks, okay? Toothpicks.
How about the pet rock?
Come on now. How about the potty pads for the pets, okay?
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Unmute yourself, Danyelle, if you're talking to us.
We got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Trying to think what I want to talk about real quickly about social media. Oh, I want to say, if everybody make a request, if everybody can post the flyer onto their stories just one last time before tomorrow. And don't be, when it comes to the stories, remember I said that people like little snippets about what's going on, don't be afraid tomorrow to take little snippets of what's going on in action, the conversation and different things of that nature. You don't have to hold up your phone and record the whole thing. Like, don't do that, but you want to give a little tasting, a little appetizer, enough for people to be like, okay, I missed this one. When's the next one? Where can I do this? How can I contact you? Because that little sprinkling is enough to get people interested. So don't be afraid to, post a story. I will be posting it in social media. I might go live. I may go live because I did text Jewel earlier today. Like, yes, I was away in Chicago and I sent her the link to air, and she was like, child, I took my whole team to the one in New York. I was like, Oh, of course you did. Of course you did. Yeah.
But
But this is
those people who just came, why don't you tell them about tomorrow? The new people that have come on, just a reminder about tomorrow. Danielle?
okay. So tomorrow, me, Sheila, and LaKeisha are hosting a lunch and learn for Tabaverse. And Tabaverse is a Black-owned financial network that specializes in financial education, as well as leveling up our finances, our portfolios. Tabaverse has six on-demand classes throughout the week, but they also have a library that you can go back all the way from when they began in March to level up your financial education, as well as be a part of a Black-owned network that supports you. The specialists in Tabaverse will hold your hand and walk you through the process of everything from funding, systems and scaling, mindset. And this is the HBCU of Black financial IQ. That's the best way I can put it. And it's definitely something that every family should have. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're not, if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, this is a great place of getting started to get the success of being around like-minded people who are, leveling up their financial IQ. That's the best way I can put it.
Oh,
And
Danielle, that was the best one you done did ever, girl. You did good.
thank you. Thank you. I mean, it's definitely life-changing. My conversations are changing. My financial conversation is changing. It's amazing how when you get around certain people will open. My girl opened up everything to me yesterday. She didn't tell me what her mortgage is, what the percentage rate was, and everything. And I'm like, for the first time in my life, it didn't scare me. I was like, okay, this is what we doing. Okay. And just being around like-minded people having that conversation, I have a better financial understanding of just almost everything. It's starting to click because I'm starting to have that wealth conversation again. And, I know today I would be taking the class. I will be taking the class today and tomorrow. And, you're in financial college. So it's time to get the knowledge and share it with other people. Queen, you want to share your experience? Because I know you've been in it for about a month. You and Keisha been in for about a month now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, because the program, the platform, I'm gonna call it that. A platform is it fits into my life. And like when I was talking to Jewel, our families need to learn this, and there's somebody who can teach it. We don't have to try to teach it to them. And it's more accepted when it's someone else anyway, most of the time when our families. But I was just telling Jewel about who we are about, the Grand Rising Elizabeth, the RV information, the LEAP and City of Arts. And these are the people that will be attending. Our teams, like you said, LaKeisha, you're going to have your team come. Everybody's teams should be there because you want everybody to have housing and property. This is a everybody thing. And it is also you got to do your own thing to make it happen, So, yeah. So one of the other things when it comes to like talking about the RV and stuff is that I said all along we've been talking about this, and you look at those programs where the millionaires, either Black, white, whoever, they're millionaires, and monthly the fee is like $1,000 and $500 and stuff like that. Because I've looked into them and joined a few. And but this is so simple at the 150. you paying for college education for
Mhm.
$150, and you get blessed if someone else refers that that wants to do it as well. So it's really simple. It's really simple, and everybody needs a home. Everybody needs cars. Everybody needs, the things of life, and everybody needs to understand about credit, all that stuff, just leaving it up to somebody else who may not be as sensitive like what you're talking about, LaKeisha, is in opting out of stuff. We don't know all that. And so when you know more, you do better so that you don't get in those situations, so but really looking forward to and yes, the conversation is definitely different in what you're hearing, and also it's confirming what I've been hearing. At my age, I've been hearing all this stuff, and it's just a amen and an amen and an amen. Like what you shared today, LaKeisha, that's a amen. It's just, this is how we do it. This is how I did it. And that's what I'm impressed with, is that the people that we are hearing from, including each one of you, we're speaking from experience, not from I want to be, or what someone else told them. But, we have some years behind us. We have some experiences that we get to share with one another. So I like the openness that they have, because I told Jewel, I need a coach, and Tava is going to be my coach. I'm going to go through these steps with y'all. And there are a lot of other things that they don't include, but they include the crux of it, the basics of that stuff, And
Life changing.
it is. It really is. And you're on your own. You're with the group, but you're on your own too. It's based on you and what your desires and needs are. Because I told her, I said, girl, I listened to your inspiration stuff, and you said in one of them, you were saying that you don't really push people buying property, business, corporate, commercial. And because of what's going on, and a lot of buildings are empty, and people are doing more online stuff and all that stuff. But I said, but I am purchasing a commercial building, but this is what's going to be happening. And I'm going to need you all to walk me through every step. So I am going to be listening to all of that, what has been and what is, because they do it daily, Monday through Friday. And then we're just all going to grow, because I'm going to share with you guys, and it's going to be just an amen.
Yeah.
We're on the right track.
Because it's very important for us to work on our personal development. Like, I've always been big on personal development. People say, what do you do? You might as well call me a learner, because I don't know what it is. I like to learn. I'm a learner. That's what I like to do. That's my hobby of learning, different things. But the information is life-changing, but we do have to take time out, for dedication. Like, you have to dedicate yourself to some personal development stage. It's something that, I tell my kids, you're going to be educating yourself all your life. So quit, make it part of your lifestyle. Learning is going to part of your lifestyle. God made it that way. We are evolving beings, and the only way we're going to evolve is not be scared of the information, not be scared to ask questions. Every millionaire and billionaire I know that I've read upon, they work on their personal development. They have more than one mentor. So you have to be mentored. We don't have to recreate the wheel on a lot of things. Like, it's stuff that's already out there, out there for you. Like, example, Evelyn, she loves doing her earrings and different things like that. But if she didn't, there are people who make the same type of thoughts. So she do that beautiful earrings, that you can get, private label, or you can just purchase them. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel on a lot of different, a lot of different things. But, mentorship is A1. Most of them have more than one mentorship. I think I have like 4. Jewel, I think, will be adding on to like 5. Number 5 mentor, because I'm serious about my success. If you're really serious, I'm 56. Ain't no time to be playing no more. Like, it's not, it's time to level up. People need us. People need us. God need more good people with money. He works through people. During the Course of Miracle, it was just so evident that how we're intertwined with each other. I don't even have the book right in front of me, but it was talking about how we need.
Are you taking the course?
Yes, I am. It's been
Sunday or
on Sunday.
Girl.
Sunday with LaKeisha.
Yeah,
And
makes you want to holler.
Yes.
It does. It does. What you're learning, as well as the commitment. And it's not a commitment to God. It's not a commitment to the group. It's the commitment to yourself. Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Which is all one, actually. It is
Yeah.
all 3 of those. Me, myself, and I. They, we, them. I, you, me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Mama, your hair is cute, girl. But you got to come over, and
I gotta get used to your profile.
I want to just have you. We got to do it this week before your hair grows out. And I just want you to play around with your hair, and I'm because we used to have, and I have it on the thing, styling, how to style your hair. And they usually do it with the locks and stuff, but if you have a zillion or something like that, we used to call them zillions, and or freestyle or whatever, individuals and stuff. But you can, and you do so well in changing yours around. So I'd like to see, instead of me doing your hair and changing it around, I want them to see. And then when because we had a lot of fun when we would do the styling, and a lot of other stylists from other shops would come. They bring their person, or just get somebody. How many want to style? Well, everybody actually did some of the styling. And
well, Mama, Queen Adoni, don't you have an event? Don't you have an event that you're scheduling that is like that, where people can learn how to style? Because I really want to learn how to do the victory roll, the 40s victory roll, or some pinup styles with my locks. I'm totally at a loss as to how to do that. But aren't you creating an event where that happens, a natural hair meetup or something like that?
Yeah, and pamper parties, and you got lots of stuff coming on.
I've been having a lot of fun in my hair, doing a lot of different things. A lot of things I used to do with my locks, the tuck and roll, and ties, and I love it.
And I'm scared. Like, I don't even know. This is all it is. But I swear, I be trying to pull it up and do stuff. I be like, oh, leave it alone, Keisha. Just leave it alone for you mess it up. Mama Head, I need to come over to your house because you can show me how to.
Let me tell you, one of my students, she was in my first class. I'm telling you, at the shop, I have 3 of my first class students, but I kicked their ass. My mama, she would just say, you were so hard on her. You're not as hard on the rest of them. It's like having your first baby. You want to do everything right and stuff, and then but she asked me, LaRisha, she came over and she had a scarf, right? I have no scarves around here right now, but she said she had a scarf. She said, Sheila, could you show me how you used to, wrap the hair with the scarf instead of the bonnet? And there was a way, and I said, wow, I forgot all about that. And I used to carry we used to sell scarves, beautiful scarves. And you tuck it in, you have your 4 corners, you tuck it in, you roll it down, you tie it. Then the rest of your hair is in the rest of the, the scarf. You pull that up and you make sure everything is in there. Pull it up, roll it down, tie it.
Okay, sounds like a reel. That sounds like some, and I just got, as your social media manager, I just picked up some interesting, getting your students together and have them talk about their experience being with you, because Everett's been around for 40 years. That's some information that's like amazing. This is like great way of actually promoting the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm writing this down so I can schedule, make it happen.
So, okay, it's 8 after 10, and I'm seeing y'all's beautiful faces. Oh, so get ready, because November, we got to talk about how we're going to do this, but November, the whole month of November, whoever invites the most people, and that's it on your show, or if you have people come on another show, gets a prize. Now,
Are you saying invite or actually show up?
they got to show up. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's like wash the dishes or clean the kitchen.
I'm not gonna call nobody out, but I don't understand, how our social media person. I ain't gonna say no name or nothing like that, but I sure don't get advertised.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so no. I got you. No, LaKeisha, I got you. It wasn't until last week that I took a master class at 2:15 in the morning while working a 24-hour shift. Did I finally understand and get the organization of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing? So I finally got and I'm in the process of getting the organization so that I have credentials. Because some of y'all, I'm asking for credentials and y'all can't remember your username and password and ain't sat down and changed nothing to send me something, but I ain't naming no names. That's okay. Anyway, so let's just go there. I need credentials. If you can't remember it, change it, because I can't do nothing. I can't access your stuff if I don't have your information. I'm just saying. But I finally got the organization together. I will be creating a new email address specifically for Goddess of Social Media and Google Drive. And I will be creating folders for each one of the organizations that I'm working with. And this is how we're gonna work it out. You got a picture, you got a video, you're gonna send it. I'm gonna send you the link to your folder, and you're gonna drop the content there. That's how we're gonna start. That's how we're gonna, and I also have a way of having your credentials, but also having it encrypted on both ends, so that I have access, but your credentials and everything is safe. So those were two major things that I didn't know how to organize this to where it makes sense. And like I said, I was sitting there, spirit works in mysterious ways. I was like, I really need to get organized with this. I'm on Instagram, saw a masterclass, and who does a masterclass at 2:15 in the morning? Okay, so we got it. So I will be getting the stuff together, and if Everett's like all the credentials, I got to get Rashila and get all the credentials for Grand Rising Elizabeth, Grand Rising Everett, and then some people's personal accounts. I have to get the credentials.
Natural living by design, natural living by design.
Yes. So all this will be taken care of by no later than the end of this week. But yeah, I need those credentials. Oh, that's pretty.
Beautiful. Yes, that is beautiful.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see.
That is nice.
She looked like Nicole a little bit. That other profile, she like Dr. Nicole, that second profile. She does look like, that's beautiful. Is
Yeah,
that loose on the end? The top is loose, the mane is braided.
Yeah, she did was she and I have her testimony on that. She says it's a mixture of 5 different things. She said he said, okay, send me pictures. He sent her 5 like 5 different pictures. He did a piece of all of them in that. He just took a piece of this one, that, and that, and wow, bam. I'm so proud of my son. I did a wonderful job.
You sure did.
I tell him I could have whooped you a little bit more, but he's a good person. And so anyway, yes, Danyelle, I have that. And
Okay, like I said, I'm creating an organization. I'm starting it today. That was the missing for me. That was the missing. And taking that master class really gave me what I needed. So I'm setting that up today, and I will be onboarding people as to how to, give me what I need. And like I said, everybody will have their own individual Google Drive. So if you don't have Google Drive, I just need you to download the Google Drive app, because there's a way, once I send you the link to your folder, you're just going to dump all your stuff into that folder. I'm like, that was the missing. I'm so excited that I found the missing. I'm like, okay, now if I could just sit my behind down long, like Mondays is one of those days, like, Lord, I cannot wait till we find somebody else to take care of my aunt, because those 2 hours with no internet at her house stops the flow. And I don't want to stop the flow. I want to just go with the flow, but it's like, okay. So, but yeah, I'm creating that today. I'm creating that today, and it'll be ready for tomorrow. And then I will talk to you guys individually and make sure we have what we need so we can get started. That's it. That's it.
One of the things is when I had my first website done is I had talked to a lot of people, and they would ask me this, ask me that. But the girl who came in, she wanted to get sister locks, and so we ended up bartering. But how I was sold on her was she gave me a form, all the questions, all the where's this, all of that was it was written down that I had to take a moment and think about all this stuff, and give her the answer so that she can go. That was before Wix and all that kind of stuff, but because of her doing it in such a professional way to get the information, and it wasn't, now I need this and now I need that, but I had to write it all out so that she could formulate the whole thing
like a checklist.
good. Yeah, so that's good, Danyelle, that you got that. And the other thing is that when you say who does a class at 2 something, well, they're in another country, number one. And the other thing is, that's why I was telling you, when people want something, they do whatever time they have to do it. Because when we talk about the time for this or time for that, and people are doing this, every class that I have taken interrupted something else that I was already doing. But because I wanted that, I signed up. And for those particular hours, that's what I was doing. So we can't let nothing slow us down. Where you going, Miss Love is? Come on, say hi to everybody, and we're gonna get some hugs and get out of here. Come on, turn around. Just tap right there. Okay, but now we're going to leave, and thank you. Good show. So give yourself a big hug. Mama hit. And hug the world. Sharonda, we don't see you, but we just know that you're doing. Oh, I forgot Ebony. It's a good thing I wasn't talking about Ebony on there. And hug and sprinkle the world.
My sister will be here Wednesday. I'm gonna hug my sister like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I like your hair, Ebony. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama Barbara. Hey, Mama Sharonda.
Barbara I'm gonna stop this.